Evening hours at Ikim FM. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to the dear listeners of Ikim FM. Welcome to the Raya special of Above and Beyond. I'm your host Batrisha Afrina. And Alhamdulillah, today is the 13th of April 2024. And we are on the 4th day of Shawwal. Thank you for listening to us wherever you are, whether you are in the car, on your way to visit your friends and neighbors' houses, or tuning through your radio in your hometown. And again, Alhamdulillah, after a month of fasting, in the month of Ramadan, we finally get to celebrate Eid-al Fitr, which translates to Festival of Breaking the Fast. And Eid-al Fitr is celebrated during the first 3 days of Shawwal, which is the 10th month in the Muslim calendar. And in this special episode of Above and Beyond, our topic is how to make your Raya meaningful. Especially in Malaysia, it is one of the most celebrated occasions and is highly anticipated. And this is the time of the year where we get to see many people on the road visiting their family, friends and neighbors, reflecting on the harmonious and peaceful relationships between people. And we also get to see many delicious foods being served as such as rendang, satay and lemang, and certainly it is indeed such a joyful celebration. I have 3 guests in the studio. First one is Raja Muhammad Miza Shahmi bin Raja Sharul Hatta. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled and filled with gratitude to be here today in this Above and Beyond program, thanks to the incredible opportunity provided by Miss Batrisha and Ikim FM.
And another is Nur Iman Sofia binti Ali Imran. Welcome to the studio.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Iman Sufia. I am currently a second year student studying at UiTM as a law student. So I am very excited and honoured to be here, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to join. Thank you so
joining Raja and Iman in the studio is Zaiti Afzan Johannes binti Mazlan.
Hi everyone, my name is Zaiti Afzan Johannes. I am very honoured to join this session.
It is such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us today. And I think as the starting for today's conversation, let us start with you guys sharing on your Ramadan experience.
This year, this Ramadan at UiTM has been a bit different for us as UiTM student. Let me tell you why. Our semester has been started with 3 weeks of online classes. They wanted to make our life student easier, especially those of us who live far away from the campus. With this initiative, we didn't have to stress about commuting back and forth during Ramadan, and we can save a bunch of transport costs. So this move made the start of the semester smoother for all of us and took a lot of our shoulders, especially during the Hari Raya seasons. So, alright, let me give you a glimpse into my Ramadan journey this year. It's been quite adventure actually.
Quiet?
Yeah, because you see, I'm the eldest among my siblings. So naturally, that comes with its own set of responsibilities, especially during Ramadan. Basically, balancing my duties as a big brother and being a student. So I would say it is a balancing act because my days are packed, from dropping off and picking up my siblings from school to tackling household chores and joining class. But I have learned a thing or two about time management along the way. And I still remember my father's advice that when you are an adult, you need to adjust and manage your time properly. And it's all about staying organized and finding those pockets of time in between my classes and meetings. And I would say that I have become more better at scheduling, making sure I am there for my siblings while staying on top of my academic game. So this year Ramadan is really different compared to when I was young. Back then, all we do is just go to school and come back home, and at night we do Tarawih and the Ibadah. But now, as an adult, we got more responsibilities. So we need to balance all of it, from the study, family and the Ibadah. So in conclusion for me, sure, it's been pretty hectic, but it's also been incredibly rewarding. There was something special about being there for your family and still keeping up with school stuff. So yeah, my all I can say is that my Ramadan might be busier than ever, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's all about embracing the chaos and finding the beauty in the hustle.
But
Yeah.
I think if we were like to say on the word chaos, actually, in my opinion, for looking at it, I think it's more to being responsible
Yeah,
to
yeah,
your family.
absolutely.
And imagine, when you're grown up, I don't think you will have more time to spend with your family. So I think it is the time you should take this as an opportunity to do good to your family, to your parents, right? And
Yeah.
how about you, Iman?
I'm opposite of Raja actually. Mine is very like easygoing. Yeah, I have a easygoing Ramadan because all the online classes have given me the ability to rest for a while at home. So it feels as weight on my shoulder is lifted, because if I'm at the law school, I will be going to classes like in between. I will have to climb good amount of stairs and all, and my
Yes.
physical energy drain. So during this Ramadan with online classes, I can just like log in into my laptop, and then after the one class ended, I will also log into another one. So I
So
will
it's
just
much more
be
relaxing.
I will just be on my seat, my desk. That's it. So it's easier.
I'm also opposite to Raja because this is my first year celebrating Ramadan without my parents, as I'm staying with my sister at Shawwal. So basically my parents from Terengganu. So for me it's kind of sad because when I was young I don't have to think about iftar and also sahur, but now as I'm adulting, so everything I have to think by
Do by
myself.
yourself.
So it's totally different with Raja.
And then talking about Ramadan, okay, now that we are finally entering the month of Shawwal, we are finally celebrating a Raya. I would like to know, how does Raya is special to you? Because for some, it is the time where they finally have time to visit their family. For some, it is finally the time for them to get the opportunity to meet the persons that they haven't met for such a long time, and then they get to talk to each other, and finally, as our typical tradition, bermaaf-maafan, apologizing with each other. So starting for the next question, what is the significance of Raya to you?
I think for me, Raya is really important for me because I have two sisters and both of them studying abroad. So Raya is the only time everyone is gathering together at one place. So these past few years, it's really hard for us to meet each other, and Raya is the only time where everyone is gathering at my hometown, which is Terengganu.
It's like the bonding session.
Yeah, it's the bonding session. So I think Raya is really important for me, and I'm waiting that along the year. Yeah.
So Eid-al Fitr, or as we call it, Raya, is a big deal in my book. It's all about celebrating the end of Ramadan, which is the month of fasting for Muslims. Now, Ramadan is not just about skipping meals during the day. It is a time for self-reflection, spiritual growth, ibadah, and showing kindness to others. So, when Raya rolls around, it's like a reward for all the hard work we have put in during Ramadan. But it is more than just a celebration. Raya is also about coming together with family and friends, forgiving and forgetting any past grudges, and spreading joy and happiness all around. It's like hitting the reset button on relationship and starting fresh. So most importantly, Raya is time to be grateful for all the blessings we have in our life, our families, our friends, and our faith. It is a reminder to appreciate the little things and to spread love wherever we go. Yeah.
Yes, and I think this is when the phrase we can see salam kosong kosong, which means that we
yes.
are resetting, no grudge, we forgive
Yes.
each other's mistake. And how about you, Iman?
For me, Raya is like a time where we seek forgiveness, like reconciliation, building relationship, Forgiveness, I think, is the biggest point of Raya because especially for my family, because we don't actually like say I'm sorry, minta maaf for doing this, and we're kind of shy about stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Hari Raya is like when we do the Salam Raya. That's when we seek forgiveness from my mother, and also my other sisters.
And going back into Zeti's point just now, she mentioned that Raya is the only time where her family get to finally sit together at her hometown in Terengganu.
Yeah.
And this, I would like to bring the relationship between Raya and the bonding between families and also communities. So I would like to ask for your opinion. How does Raya able to shape the sense of unity and togetherness, especially for families?
For my family, every Raya, my parents will do open house and invite everyone, especially family, to came to our house and Raya. And there's also for second or third of Raya, we will do a family day and playing sports and so on. And that is where we strengthen our bond together with family.
For me to maintain the unity, my family would go for Eid prayer in the morning. So when we pray, like at the most, everyone will come there, right, to pray. So there we can see the unity, the togetherness at the time of Hari Raya, because we pray together, and at that time we be friends with other people also, like kenal with other people at the most, and cakap Selamat Hari Raya like that. So I think that's this it symbolizes the unity and togetherness, I think.
And now we are talking about the Raya celebrations, right? Can you share with us some personal memorable experiences from the past Raya celebrations?
So of course, if we can still remember in 2022, we have this Hari Raya Terkejut, where at that time the announcement of Hari Raya was announced a day earlier than what was planned in the calendar. I still remember at that time our family planned to celebrate in Kelantan. So we drove from home 2 days before the supposed Hari Raya, and because of the heavy traffic, we stopped overnight at my aunt's house located in Kuala Terengganu. So we broke the fast at our aunt's house that day and planned to continue our journey to Kelantan the next day. When I was about to get ready to perform the last Tarawih prayer, suddenly there's an announcement appeared on the television that tomorrow is Hari Raya. At that time, we were very shocked and at loss how to prepare the Hari Raya preparation that should have been planned. After the discussion, we hurriedly packed our things and headed to Kelantan because we didn't want to miss the opportunity to celebrate the morning of Hari Raya in Kelantan. The traffic at that time was so congested that it took around 12 hours. Then we arrived in Kelantan after subuh prayer and immediately rushed to perform the Hari Raya prayer. And then after the prayer, the funny thing is we had not prepared any of the traditional Raya food. No ketupat, no lemang, no rendang. So we only prepare what food that is yesterday iftar leftover, which was siakap steamed limau and daging masak merah.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard that right.
That's
So fancy,
Yeah.
very unique.
Siakap steamed limau and daging masak merah for our Raya feast. So despite the chaos, that Hari Raya was something else lah for me. It was a roller coaster of emotions, from unexpected twists to the last minute plans, and also the Raya feast menu. But that's what makes my Raya so unforgettable.
For me, it's the same as Raja. I think like that was the most memorable because Raya terkejut. It's like memang terkejut lah kita kan.
Yes.
Because we did not expect that. So when the announcement came, it's like at my house at that time, everyone was chilling, like watching television, playing phones, yes. And then the announcement came out. So we were like, at first we were like, what? Seriously? Is this real? Tomorrow Raya? We're like speechless and frantic and static. But then my mom started to like, we haven't prepared anything. We haven't, the ketupat, also just like Raja, lemang, and also all the Raya stuff. So it was chaotic to say because after that my mom was like, you go and mop the floor, go and sapu, buang all the sawang and stuff. That was memorable. It was chaotic, but it was fun because
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
fun.
It gives us such a unique experience, and I still remember mine experience on the night. After the announcement, and then I was forced with my cousin to go to the kedai to buy at the last minute to buy the coconut milk, to buy all those preparations to prepare for the lemang and rendang, and then we
Yeah.
have to fight it with other people who also wants to buy that. So yeah, it gives us such a unique experience.
Yes.
Especially when we talk about in Raya context.
I think this is the year where it's the most memorable for me because this is my first time experience going back to hometown because previously, even though I studied at UiTM Dengkil, but it's during PKP, so it's online. So now when everything is fine, I'm going back to uni. So this is my first time experiencing going back to Terengganu. The journey itself gave me the memories because I never experienced that since I was born in Terengganu and grew up in Terengganu. And especially I'm going back to Terengganu on first day of Raya. So I think it's kind of different for me than previous years. So.
And dear listeners, if you want to drop in your experience, you can share it on the comments on our Facebook and also our YouTube. So we will go for a short break, and once we come back later, we will listen more from Raja, Iman and Zeti onto this topic, how to make your Raya meaningful. So stay tuned to IKIM FM, Inspirasi Shawwal Anda. Welcome back. Just now before we went for break, we listened to Raja, Iman and also Zeti sharing on their memorable experiences from past Raya celebration, and the most significant memories is the one during the Raya Terkejut when at the very last minute we suddenly being announced about having to celebrate Raya earlier than what we expected from the calendar. And going to next question to further our topic for today, I would like to ask for you guys experiences, what are the some common traditions or even customs associated with Eid-al Fitr celebrations that your family follows?
So, for me, in our family, Eid-al Fitr wouldn't be complete without the tradition, of course, of giving and receiving duit raya. This is something we all look forward to, especially as a kids. But beyond the envelope of cash, one tradition that holds a special significance for us in the spirit of forgiveness. We always queue in line, shake hands, let go of any past grievances, and embrace forgiveness. It's about starting fresh and strengthening the bonds of love and unity within our family. And also, commonly, we also do a fancy feast at my grandfather house. And when it comes to traditional foods during at the feast during Hari Raya, nothing beats my mom lontong masak lodeh actually. It is must have for our Raya morning or morning feast, especially when paired with some mouth-watering rendang daging. Just thinking about it gets me excited, and yeah, I think that's what Eid-al Fitr truly means to us.
And another one common, I would say, traditions and customs that we usually do in the morning of Eid-al Fitr or during the celebration of Raya is the session of seeking for forgiveness, just now mentioned by Iman, where you get quite shy to directly ask for forgiveness, but because of that customs, we get that opportunity without having to explicitly express the intention to seek for forgiveness, but it's just something that people already know. Yeah, this is the time for us to ask for forgiveness. So how do you usually seek for forgiveness from others, especially just now you mentioned by Iman that if you're a type of a shy person?
I would just text that person. Yeah, wait. Before that, we must have like some arguments or miscommunication, right? So I will first ask her what's wrong, what did I do, reconcile first, and then I will just say, okay, I'm sorry, that was my fault. Okay, and then we go back. It's just like that.
I think that's very, I think a unique point, because usually during Raya, people just ask for forgiveness without asking for clarification. What did I did wrong? So what did I do wrong? So that at least, at the very least, is that after I seek for forgiveness during the Shawwal, I will not repeat it again in the future. I think it is one thing we should remember, which is first step, just to ask for the clarification of the mistakes that we did in the past.
I think same goes to Iman, because especially in these days, everything is about social media. So I would prefer texting them instead of face to face, because I'm kind of shy, especially in terms of asking for forgiveness. But I don't mind to text them, admit my mistakes, and fix everything, so that the argument, it's not for anyone else, but it's for ourselves, for our own peace. So that is how I ask for forgiveness.
So usually you will be the first one to acknowledge that, and then you need to express the remorse. That you regret that things happen, and I feel like I know that I shouldn't have done that, and I would like to apologize for that.
Actually, I do agree with the idea that Hari Raya is all about forgiveness. I agree with what has been said by Iman and also Zeti, but I want to share one of the hadiths from Abu Dawud. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, anyone who cuts off relationship from his nearest relative will not enter into paradise. So for me, it is important, and it is a chance during Hari Raya to forgive each other, and do not hold any feelings inside your head, inside your heart. So if anything happen, just tell. So I think Hari Raya is very important for that. Yeah.
And talking about that, actually, one thing that we ask forgiveness, it falls under the context of mannerism. So there are a lot of things that we should look upon to, other than seeking for forgiveness, but also manner when you are visiting your family's house or your neighbor's house. And talking about the mannerism, I think one common, I think I've recently saw it on the X application a few days ago, about people asking what are the appropriate things to do and not to do at people's house. And I think there's a very interesting way for us to bring forward this conversation. I would like to ask for your opinion. Okay, let's start with about things to wear. Things to wear and say when visiting people's house. So what's your opinion on that?
I think for things to wear, especially during Raya, we must wear baju Raya, and it is common for everyone. And do not wear inappropriate attire, because it's for Hari Raya. It's about forgiveness. It's about celebrating after we're fasting for a month during Ramadan. So it must be appropriate. And for things not to say at people's house, for me, don't you ever complain about their food
Yes,
or
right.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Even though it's not for your liking.
Don't you ever complain about that, and or even about their design of the house, something like that, because I think it's improper for us to judge their food and so on. What do you think?
Control your face also.
Control your face also.
And then especially for parents, right? For the parents who have small kids, please look upon your children.
That's
Especially
one
if
important
you're
point.
visiting the people's house who have pets like cats, for example. So please take care of your children when you're visiting people's house. So I think there's also things that you should be aware of. And then, for example, if you have kids like to walk, sometimes they like to touch the electronic appliances at the house, the TV and stuff. So we should be aware of that.
I think adab is very important in Islam, and also in our culture, especially when we visit other people's homes. And one key aspect in respecting the privacies and boundaries of the people living in that house. For example, I think it is best to avoid snooping around, wandering around and touching people's item without their permissions, because this is against the concept of respecting others' property, which is emphasized in Islam. Also, we need to avoid from engaging in gossip or speaking ill of others. And this is because Islam encourages believers to speak with kindness and refrain from spreading rumors or causing harm with their words. Therefore, I think it is really important to avoid these two things to maintain a harmonious environment during Eid-al Fitr. Yeah.
And talking about that, I would like to ask about the timings, right? Okay, if we talk about timing, what would be the appropriate timings for visiting people's house? Because I've been experienced this before, where people, kids actually came for Raya at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, it's too
Too
early.
early. And then there's also question of which house should you visit first, the nearest or the farthest?
I think the appropriate time is for Raya. It's like after you finish pray for the Eid prayer. So after that, then people start to come home, ready, prepare their Raya food, all that thing. So by 10, 11, I think
They will
Yeah.
That would be okay.
yeah, 8. Yo, no. I'm not even awake.
Yeah, and we are not prepared our
Anything.
things
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Exactly. And how about the house that should we visit first?
I think for me, I think the nearest, because I always follow my mom actually, and the nearest people is like my neighbors, my mom's friends, all the people that we know. So I think maybe we visit the people that we know, the nearest to us, and then or like baru go far.
That means that the nearest in terms of the relationship and not
Yes.
the location of the
Prioritize
house.
the family members.
Yes.
Zeti, what's your opinion on that?
I think I'm agree with Iman. But actually, it doesn't matter whether it's nearest or farthest. As long as it's our friends, our family, so we must visit everyone. So
Yeah.
As before we go into the last question, I would like to ask: should Duit Raya be given to children only, or also to adults too? Raja.
So, in my opinion, should be given to those in need, regardless of age. Actually, while children certainly appreciate the extra pocket money, let's not forget about adults who may be struggling financially, especially students without steady income. Yes, and handing out duit raya is a tradition for Malays during Eid and rooted in the Islamic principles of giving charity to the less fortunate. So it is important to extend this generosity to both children and also adults who could benefit from it. Whether it is helping kids with their education expenses or supporting adults facing financial challenges, the spirit of giving during Eid is all about spreading kindness and uplifting those in need. So that's why I believe duit raya should be given to anyone who could use a little extra help during the festive season. Yeah.
But the very core of it is that we can actually put expectation of receiving the raya, because in the end of the day, it is actually a form of a donation of like people if they want to donate, then we can take it. But if people don't give it, then I think you shouldn't go and ask for money.
But
Yeah.
you know, these days kids, when they go to open houses, they be like, I want duit raya. Even if we offer, even if we offer food like that, they were like,
They
no,
just wait for duit raya.
I just want duit raya. We have like many place to go. Just give me duit raya. So it's like,
Parents.
yeah,
should
parents.
parents
figure
is
out how
clear.
there is, because my hometown in Sarawak. So
Oh.
the way we celebrate raya there, actually it's not normal to give the raya actually. Yeah. So Hari Raya is actually we do still go to people's houses and then eat kuih raya, but we more to cake Sarawak, cake lapis. We more to cake lapis, and then for the drinks we usually get a tin of carbonated water drinks, for example. But for duit raya, it is quite rare to get duit raya actually, unless if you have family from Semenanjung or close family members, then you can get duit raya. But if you visiting these neighbors like that, you won't get duit raya. So it's more to like tradition.
very different from here.
From the one in Semenanjung.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when we go, like even my mom's friend even tak jumpa pun, they be like, they just give, they just give duit raya. But as you said, we cannot like ask or demand like give me duit raya. You can't do
duit
that.
raya is a donation actually. It's a sedekah in Islam.
But if you are considering of giving duit raya this year, you can also consider university students, I would say, because
Yes, we really need it.
We are in it. We are people in it.
not just young children.
Yes.
Actually, you know, for those who are still studying, I would say let's generalizing.
Yeah.
You know,
Some people stop giving duit raya. For example, like if we reach 15 and then
So they stop giving duit
or
raya.
17, or like, oh, you guys dah besar, so
Yeah,
you
kasi
don't
that's
get duit
teenager.
raya like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there is no rule on giving duit raya, right? So you just
Because you
give.
want duit raya.
Yeah.
but I've heard before where some families give duit raya to those people as long as they have not yet married.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you're not married yet, okay, you can still get duit raya.
But not in my family. In my family, siapa
Everyone can
yang
get it.
siapa yang dah kerja, you won't get any money. You're the one who give the money.
That's right.
I'm glad I'm still a student.
How about you, Raja?
I think Hari Raya is all about generosity. So about giving money. Actually, I have a funny story actually about about this Hari Raya experience. So when I was at my distant relative house, when people queue for the duit raya, and at that time I also queued. At that moment I am 18 years old. So at that time I also queued. So when I already in front of the relative, and he said, I thought you are already married, because at that time I was holding my little sister. So
You like that?
he think
You're
that
like a
I am
dad.
adult. Yeah, that's one of the funny story of duit raya lah for me.
I get that quite a lot too.
Okay,
Like because of my height.
Height.
Yeah. People be like, I'm already working and stuff, but I'm not. I feel like I need to wear a tag where it says
I'm still
I'm
a
still a
student.
university student.
Card student.
Yeah.
Student card.
I'll just point it like this. I'm a student.
And with that being said, I would like to thank Raja Muhammad Miza Shahmi, Nur Iman Sofia, and also Zeti Afzan Johannes for their insights on today's topic, how to make your Raya meaningful. And we hope that today's sharing will be beneficial and also inspiring to those who are listening to us either through radio or through online. And again, thank you for being with us in the studio. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam.
And dear listeners, if you miss any part of the show or would like to watch it again, you can watch it through our Facebook page, facebook.com/ikimfm, and through our YouTube, youtube.com/@ikim_my. And be sure to tune in to us next week for more interesting topics. So stay tuned to Ikim FM, Inspirasi Shawwal Anda.